Right away, I'm going to hit you with a bunch of questions and give us your input based on the difference, not just with your own personal experience for your own body now that you have the experience on both ends, but also with the clients. There should be some universal answers here, right? Okay, so when we're talking about programming a good program for the natural versus enhanced athletes, how many days a week do you find they can train and still make great progress, both natural versus enhanced?
I think that's a good one, but from my experience and clients as well, with a natural athlete, it almost seems like less sometimes is more.
Yeah.
Because naturally you can't recover as fast as an enhanced athlete, and the intensity you can bring during one training session as a natural is not the same as someone who's enhanced. They can keep going, keep pounding, because they have the endurance, the muscle endurance, because they use enhancements, and they can just recover. So you're programming for a natural athlete versus an enhanced athlete. It's like similar but completely different, because
that's some statement right there, man. Similar but completely different.
I find that you can get away with one program as an enhanced athlete longer than you can with a natural. Natural, you always got to be switching things up: volume, frequency, intensity, time, all that. Your split is a lot. It's different. For me, as a natural athlete, my split was standard. It was hitting that muscle group, one muscle group, once a week. Chest, next day back, legs, shoulders, arms, and it worked for me. It worked for me as a natural athlete.
Sure.
And then sometimes I would switch it up to
6 days a week. You did?
I'll do 5.
5 days a week.
I'll do 5. Sometimes I'll do 6 to work on that 6-day work on my weak points.
Right.
But I found that, just like I said, less was more. The more I rested, the better I improved.
Right.
So.
And so enhanced, how did that change?
It took me a while to even realize, figure that one out, because I still did my same program enhanced. Like when I, started using it.
Yes.
And then finally I started to dabble with a new style, which was frequency. I would hit, say chest or shoulders instead of once a week, twice a week.
You could do more frequency.
I can do more. I can do more and yet still recover and feel good. I wasn't feeling beat up the next day, or when I hit chest the second time that week, I didn't feel beat up or anything aching. I was just ready to go.
And obviously it worked for you because you accomplished a 20-pound gain.
Yeah.
Lean gain.
We talked about that last
show. The man gained 20 pounds within 1 year.
Yeah.
Right?
We talked about that last show, yes. Right. Stepping on stage 175, 2018 to 195, 2019.
Okay.
And even people would tell me, like, when I switched over my training program to more frequency, I had more people telling me, okay, I see it. You're growing more. You're growing more.
There you go.
And
how much, so the frequency. So obviously, I asked you the question originally was how many days a week. So you're still on about 5-6 days a week now? How often do you train now?
I'll do 6 more often now.
Okay, you should do 6 more often. So obviously you could train more.
Yeah.
Right? How about the sets? The amount of work per workout?
Yeah, I mean, you can do more. You can feel like you can do more. But then you have to use some wisdom, whether natural or not natural, that once you've destroyed the muscle, you've done enough. You've done enough. There's no need to continue to go. Once you pound it, you pound it. But it almost seems like if you really wanted to, you can continue to hit that muscle that same day.
Okay. So you feel that you actually have a feel that you can do more work in general.
Right.
And then you temper it sometimes.
Yeah.
You pull it back a little bit.
Pull back, yeah. Then I feel like just, injury is going to be more, you'll be more prone to injury. And just different stress hormones will rise. There's no need for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
let's keep those down. When
you were 100% natural, were you training to absolute failure?
I think at first I did.
Yeah.
And like I said, it took me time to learn. Like, hey, less is more. But yes, almost, man.
As a natural, less is more. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. What'd you say?
As a natural, less is more.
I heard music going on right there.
No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that. I didn't want to hear that.
Just look at the comments section of all my other videos. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't want to hear that. And here's a as a natural, man, I'd look at guys in the NPC, IFBB, and I'd look at them like, wow, he looks amazing. He looks good. and I wanted to attain that. I wanted to get there. I didn't know what they were taking or what they weren't taking.
Didn't matter to you.
It didn't matter. You know, in my head, I just thought they were natural. I didn't know.
Sure.
But it caused me to work. It caused me to work hard.
Yes.
Day in and day out, because I was trying to catch somebody. I was trying to, you know, get to their level naturally. You know, that kind of kept me, you know, on my game, and that's why I think I was successful competing right off the bat.
Yeah, you were always a hard worker. I have to verify. I've seen him pull 405 pounds off the rack to squat with, and do ass to grass full squats, because his structure can do that. Okay, and you were doing I saw you do 6-10 reps with that, right? So
yeah.
How did that change? How did your strength change, by the way? Did it go up a little bit in the squat?
So naturally, I did hit, let's see, I think my max was 4 plates 5 or 6 times naturally.
Right.
Enhanced, 8 to 10, but it was way more controlled, way slower.
Yeah, very pretty reps.
And it was a lot easier.
Yeah, it was
easier. You know, just because I'm getting bigger and stronger doesn't mean I'm increasing the weight. I'm just kind of switching up the tempo.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom. So, as now being enhanced, are you training to failure now? Is it easier for you to get to failure? And what I mean to failure is at least positive failure, or do you more often than not stop a little short, or do you more often than not take a couple forced reps, maybe some negatives? What do you do?
Yeah.
And then also for your clients, what do you do? Tell me about you, and then tell me about your clients.
For me now, it's like I prime my muscle. I kind of for each set. Say I have 4 sets.
Okay.
I'm kind of, for the first 1-2 sets, I'm not going to failure, but I'm getting the muscle ready to go to failure.
Right.
I can make sure everything's, you know, blood's flowing, everything's feeling good. Maybe the last 2 sets, especially the last set, I'm going to failure. And then I'm going to drop the weight and I'm going to hit some more.
Okay.
And I'm going to do some negatives. I'm just going to really exhaust, whatever I can do to exhaust that muscle, that last
Negatives
set.
too, you just said,
Yeah, all that.
I'm speaking up for him a little bit because we're in the middle of a major rainstorm in Southern California right now. There's thunder, lightning, and in the background it's really loud. So if you guys don't notice, it's coming and going in and out. So as his voice, I'm trying to, in case you're not hearing something he's saying, I'm going to back it up. But go ahead.
So yeah, just it's completely different for now my clients.
Yes.
Most of them. Most of them are natural. So I don't always pound them.
Right.
You know, I always see people on Instagram and their clients like, oh, look what I made them. I always see trainers push their clients who are natural to just be on failure every single time. Man, that person's going home beat up.
It freaks them out.
And it looks good on social media, it looks good on Instagram, but that's not what a real trainer does.
Usually with way too many sets doing
way
like
too
that
much.
too.
No, way too much. And you know, so I know
Just the fact that you're there
right.
as a trainer is motivation enough for your clients.
Yeah.
That motivates them to get 3 or 5 more repetitions on their own right there.
Right. For each client, I'm just imagining that's me being trained.
Wow.
So I want to do for them what I do for myself.
Wow.
Okay, with its intensity, I want to bring the intensity. I'm going to bring the intensity, but to use wisdom to pull back and just kind of prime that muscle, get that muscle activated. I'm going to do
Smart.
that. Right. So.
Wow, really smart, really smart. So do you use any different exercises? You know, again, natural versus enhanced, or is it just more exercises within a given workout, or has that not changed for you? And again, for your clients, what do you think?
Right. For me, I'm able to get away with more exercises, but depending on the program. But the exercise in itself don't really change, natural versus unnatural. Right. Still do your deadlifts, still do your squats, still do your compounds. Those are first, not natural, unnatural. And then do your accessory work.
Singing my song. Go ahead.
I learned that from John.
Go ahead.
Then everything else is kind of fine tuning. You
right.
know, learning. You know. Oh, one thing I do use though recently was say for arm day. Before I start my bicep curls, I'll start with just one arm, getting that muscle activated, get my mind muscle connection. Go to the other arm, mind muscle connection.
Very good.
For chest, mind muscle connection, mind muscle connection. Let's avoid injury. Let's just get the most of these muscles activated before we hit it hard.
Right.
I think that's something that's been working good for me lately. Yeah.
All right, and now for your clients too.
For the clients, yeah. If
Same
I see it
thing?
working for me, I'm gonna apply to them.
Oh, good.
If it's working, okay, let's continue to do that.
That's good. That's really good. So let's talk diet for a moment, okay? You mentioned in the last video that we did that your protein requirements, your protein needs, your fats, your fat intake and the protein intake both rose up significantly because you noticed that your ability to process it, assimilate it, enhanced your look even more so because you were enhanced.
Right.
And so the higher carb diet didn't work as well for you at that point. So you dropped down the carbs, raised up the proteins and the fats. So is it the same with your clients? Do you notice the same or not? Again, natural versus enhanced.
Yeah. So I got I got 2 different guys competing right now.
Okay.
Who have a show in December.
Can't wait to hear.
One's
Lay
natural.
us.
One's natural.
Yes.
One's unnatural.
Yes. Enhanced. Let's just call them enhanced.
So right now we're going through. We're mimicking a peak week.
Okay.
And I'm applying both. I'm applying the same method to both of them, and I'm watching. So say my method is higher fats.
Yes.
For the enhanced athlete.
Yes.
But I'm also doing that for the natural athlete, and I'm seeing that the higher fats, the lower carbs for the enhanced is working a lot better than for the natural.
Wow.
And I'm seeing the enhanced guy tighten up, but then this guy,
not as much.
not as much.
So you're going to bring the carbs back in for him next time? You're going to try this again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely more carbs, less fats, more fats, less carbs.
Wow.
Proteins,
wow.
yeah, protein's always higher for.
Now what about, because I know this is going to come up, the men versus the women. What do you think, the men versus the women? Let's just talk overall, in general, diet, the men versus the women. Do you, as a trainer,
Right.
do you prescribe higher carb, lower carb? How do the percentages change based on the woman versus the man, or is it about the same?
No, I think the first thing that comes to the first difference, or the first thing I look at, is protein. I think men are gonna, say for a male athlete, we'll go as high as 1.5 grams of protein per body pound.
Per pound?
Right, 1.2.
Got it.
For women, I think you got to go on a lower scale.
Okay.
0.8 to maybe 1 gram per pound.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the fats and the carbs now? This is the, the real question.
That's a real question.
Yeah.
That's a little tricky. That always varies from people to people. But what I've noticed is that fats, do work better for women.
Okay.
Than carbs. A lot of women. Oh, and then mentally too. You told me this. The best diet is the one that you can stay on. The best what.
Long term, you mean, for long term success?
For long term success, or even just competition, brother. If you throw a diet at someone and they can't do it, then
Well, thank you.
right.
Yeah.
If you're a little bit more flexible,
I did say that.
Right, something like that. For a woman, it's always like, I feel bloated with carbs. I feel it's always that watery,
Sure.
bloated issue. So it's like, okay,
Good.
though carbs may or may not work for you, let's just use fats as energy sources, just a little bit more.
Yes.
Just for same purposes.
Yes, this is to put it. I remember, more so now. Originally, I said that the best diet. Now, there's 2 versions of that. One is for long-term success. You have to think for long-term success. Doesn't matter who we're talking about. For success on the diet, there has to be foods that the client likes, that the individual likes. Doesn't matter if it's you, me, Ruben. You have to like the foods.
Right.
But then secondarily, okay. Like you just said, you can't keep giving a certain food to a female client, a female competitor, and she's bloating all the time from it. It's not going to make her happy. It's not going to make her feel good about herself. She has to be looking tighter and tighter and tighter along the way. So you have to go with and figure out the best percentages macro-wise for that individual. So, and that's part of the fun of being a trainer, is that it's frustrating in some cases, but you do have to get there, get the right percentage for the individual. It's not a cookie cutter approach.
No.
Right? So you could have a man that needs to eat more carbs. I was personally like that right up until I got into my late 40s, early 50s, and I could go as high on the carbs as I wanted to go. I looked better and better and better. Mm-hmm. The problem eventually became, no, it's not working as much. And I was aware of it. I didn't bang my head against the wall. I just dropped the carbs down, raised the fats up a little bit higher, kept the protein up a little bit higher. That's a whole other video we'll go into another time. So as soon as I made those changes, things were easier to control for me personally. So those are other factors involved. But you have it right, you know, tailoring it, you know, for the client.
So it varies with everybody. It's always different. But, you know, it's in the same, you know.
Right.
So,
well, you care about your clients. You're doing the best you can for them along the way.
Like you said, it's a headache to figure it out for some people. But once you get it down and you see their success, it's like, ah.
That's why you get paid the big bucks. That's why he gets paid the big bucks, you see?
Right.
So I'm exaggerating on the big bucks part, but he gets paid, a man is worth his day's pay, and Ruben's worth his day's pay. So definitely, if you guys have, now listen, I just gave him some general questions, and even on the diet as well. Again, we're going to make a little bit of time, yes?
Yeah.
That Ruben's going to make in the comments section of this video, and he'll set a couple of days aside, a couple hours here and there, right, where he'll be available to answer any of your questions directly to this video. So look for that. I'll pin it up at the top in the comments section below. And remember, before you leave, off to your right, you got a subscribe button, the red subscribe button. If you're liking the videos that I'm doing on Mr. America Hard, hit that red subscribe button. Off to your left, you have a thumbs up. Remember to hit that as well before you go. So just go ahead. We'll give you half a second to go and do that. Boom, boom, done. That didn't take too long, right, Ruben?
Done.
Done. So listen, Ruben, I'm thanking you for your time because, first of all, I'm thanking you for your time, but also for sharing the truth with anybody watching this right now. I know that everybody is curious when we're talking about natural versus enhanced. This young man right here has a great career ahead of him. It's 2020 right now. It's about to turn 2020. We're in 2019, right? There's no secrets out there as far as, right? We all know to qualify to get to that next level, that IFBB Pro Card level. We all know what goes on, okay? So without getting into super specifics about your personal choices and also being responsible to a degree, you know, you do want to know the truth. And he's giving us the truth right here, and that's really appreciated. And it's just the quality of the individual Ruben himself that, you know, he's answering questions as comfortably as he can, and I appreciate that, and I hope you guys do too. So feel free, again, hit your comments down below, and if he's not answering them, I'll do my best to get those answers to you later on myself, all right? So, first, Ruben, you have anything else you'd like to add to this, by the way, before we go?
Man, should we emphasize this again? That less is more. Less is more. And what you see on maybe on social media isn't always the truth.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Tell them.
It's not always the truth. If I had known some things, I'd probably have saved myself from lots of injuries.
Wow.
You know.
Less is more.
Less is more. All right, that's about it.
Thanks again, Ruben.
All right, John.
Hey, man. From my heart to you, John Hart. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. America Hart. Look forward to seeing you again, and maybe we'll have Ruben back in the future. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching this video and all of my videos. Please take the time to subscribe and like and give me your comments below. I love hearing them. Thank you.